globally and hasn't made up her mind locally. She stays in Songotedo. She represents Etiosa local government. On Twitter, she is at Adenike Joy C with a double E. Reminds me of my dearly beloved colleague. On Instagram, she is Joy C. William. Joy C. William _ Adenike Joy C on Twitter. Joy C. William _ on Instagram. She's a fine young woman. Her full name, Adenike Joyce Olusiku. Hello, Adenike. How are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you, sir.
It's good to have you in the studio.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this conversation and this debate, this battle. I'd like you to have your headphones on and keep it on at all times when you go live so that you can be with us here in full glow. All right?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Our opponent, a political reporter for the nation. Yes, is in media, but in print and not broadcast. He's serving with them at this time. He's an aspiring sports commentator, more like a football commentator. What else? He's also an aspiring broadcaster and voice content creator. There's got to be something in the voice. You'll find out soon enough. He supports Liverpool on the global stage and MFM, for whom he has a soft spot in the local scene, but also Remo Stars. So, 2 for the price of 1. He stays somewhere in Council Bus Stop, a street close to Council Bus Stop, Idimu, Lagos. That is Egbeda territory. He represents Alimosho, local government on the night. On Twitter, he is... Oh, goodness. A for K fan battle, is that it?
Apollo fan battle.
Apollo. Okay. The handwriting, you have to do something about it. Apollo, APORLA fan battle at Adeike _success. Adeike _success. On Instagram, he is Success Adeike. So it's a battle between Adenike and Adeike, the guy. Okay. So, in order to avoid the confusion, we will stick to Success for the benefit. So, the lady is Adenike, the guy is Adeike without the N. That's the only thing missing. But we will refer to him as Success there. Welcome, Adenike.
Yes, sir.
And welcome to you, Success.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, so what is the issue at hand? What is the bone of contention? I want to go straight into it, but I have a break to take. And when we take that break, we will come back and launch ourselves into it. We're streaming live on Facebook for this battle. We're streaming live on YouTube for this battle. On Facebook, it's Nigeria Info 99.3. And our YouTube channel you can find on our Twitter handle at Nigeria Info FM, and also our mobile app. We'll be back after this. But most importantly, the voting will be spread across social media and, of course, the radio audiences who will call and make their vote. A maximum of 7 votes. Whoever of these two takes 4 votes wins the 20% allotted. And there's another 20% allotted to Facebook and Twitter, split 10-10 between them. And the remaining 60 percentage points belong to the individuals here. Our panelists here, Chuma, Tony, and David. So for the purpose of this battle, Adenike, I think, is contestant 1.
Yes, sir.
Let me just be double sure, because you don't seem as convinced as I would like. Yes. Should NPFL teams be government or private owned? Now, this contest, where's Hodova? Is this Adenike versus Success or Success versus Adenike?
Okay, it's Success versus Adenike.
Success versus Adenike. Yeah. So you were right to be skeptical. So you are the second voice. The first voice is Successes. Success, you have 1 minute to convince us that NPFL teams should be privately owned. Open your arguments as I set your clock to a minute. It starts now.
Big leagues all over the world, like the Serie A, the Premier League, the La Liga, Bundesliga, and others, are privately owned. The clubs, they are privately owned. And these teams are teams that we follow, these leagues that we follow, we adore, and they've somewhat been the standard of league management and club management all over the world. In Africa, the South African League, the ABSA Premiership, is one of the best run leagues in Africa. The league is also one of the most lucrative leagues in Africa. What is responsible for that? It's because many of the clubs, or most of the clubs, are privately owned, and the league also is mostly privately run. In Egypt, the Egyptian league is also one of the best leagues in Africa, properly run and properly structured. What is responsible for this? The club sides are mostly privately owned. This model has not just worked in Europe and in the big leagues. It has also worked in Africa, citing Egypt and South Africa for an example. It's time for us to bring this home.
And yes, you brought your opening remarks home, landed conveniently. Thank you very much. And the audience appreciates that. That was Success Adeike. Omonijo, is that it?
Omonijo.
Omonijo ni.
Okay.
Omonijo. It is Omonijo. All right. Thank you very much. The young political reporter and aspiring sports commentator, broadcaster, and voice content creator. It's time for the lady who herself is currently a student. Where do you school, by the way? LASU. You're in LASU. What do you study? What are you studying?
History and International Relations.
History and International Relations. Interesting. All right. Adenike, you picked that NPFL teams should be government owned. I'll give you 1 minute to tell us why you are convinced it should be so. Your time is ticking.
Okay, I'm going to start off by naming 4 teams. FC Ifayomba, MFMFC, and Saraki FC, Abubakar Saraki FC, and one other team. I think they're in the league right now. In 2017, this team were the pioneers of privately owned clubs, and they were set to change the whole model of how the league was run. But we also have to understand that the Nigerian Premier League is one of the highest standing institutions in Nigeria since independence. Has lasted for 30 years, been in existence for 30 years. You can't just say, okay, because you're a rich person, you're a rich individual, you can just come into the most prestigious league in Africa still, and just say, okay, you just want to come and spend your money and just buy players. If Ayumba did that, what happened to them? In less than 10 years into the Premier League, they're relegated. Remo Stars, regardless of the fact that they are doing well now.
All right, you run out of time, but you will have plenty time to take expand on your points. Okay, so opening comments already in the kettle. Let us go head to head between these two individuals. Remember, when you vote, do not vote based on whether or not you think the club should be government run or private run. Vote based on who of the two individuals impressed you more. In other words, you might agree with a position but vote for the other person if the other person whose position you don't agree with had done more than enough to impress you. Okay? Excellent. We're streaming on Facebook, we're streaming on YouTube, we are also live on our Nigeria Info mobile app. Let's go to the head-to-head. I'm going to give you 2 minutes as you tackle this matter, you tackle one another. Remember, try and allow yourselves be heard. If somebody is making a point, if you could, I'm not saying don't interject, because that's why it's a debate. Interject. But they won't gain much if we can't hear you. Okay? But feel free to counter each other as we go. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
You have 2 minutes. I've set the clock and it's counting.
Hello, Adenike. You mentioned that these guys, the rich guys or the privately owned clubs, came with money to scatter the league. That's not true. In the 70s, 80s, we had the likes of Leventis United, Abiola Bibs, Iwanyawo National, stationary stores, privately owned club that ran the league, that contested in the league. We've had precedents of privately owned club in the Nigerian league. This is not new.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to take you on also on structure. We'll see how government clubs are being run. Government-owned clubs are run like an extension of the civil service.
The private-owned clubs that are in the league now, how are they being run?
Remo Stars as an academy to raise youngsters.
Remo
under
Stars
50 weight.
came into the league and relegated and
They're
came
back.
back into the
Right
league.
now, Remo Stars and the top 4 of the Nigerian Professional Football
third.
League.
Did you see
They
their
have
record?
They have a hybrid geotech stadium looking to raise the next generation. Owned, wait. They are affiliated to SD Ferrent in Portugal, owned by Kunle Shoname, the owners of Bet Niger. The club is one of the top-run club in Nigeria. Proper stadium with good facilities, and you have room for youngsters to grow.
Room for instance, are they doing well?
They're doing well. Then the top 4, I just showed it. Then the top 4
They are
of the
third
Premier
in the
League.
Look at the stats. How many games
For a
have they?
new team.
They're not a new team.
A
How are
quite
they a
new team.
team?
Remo Stars made a debut in the Nigerian Professional Football League in 2017. They came back this season. Do you know what it means to come from the lower league and finish in the top 4 of the league? That's progress. It's like Burnley,
Okay,
who is relegated, coming to the Premier League EPL and finishing the top 4.
Remo Stars are the only exception.
That's not the only exception.
MFMFC.
MFMC is quite run well.
They're bottom of the league.
The fact that they're bottom of the league doesn't mean they're not properly run. It's like saying Everton Football Club that was in relegation waters is wrongly run. That's not true. The fact that performance doesn't determine how well a team is run. Chelsea in 2012 finished below. In fact, 2015 after winning the league, they finished 10th. Was Chelsea properly? Was Chelsea not run properly?
Do you think
performance does not determine how club is being run? So is Man United not properly run?
The structure right now? No, it's not.
The structure is there.
No,
the finance and everything. Man is not being run properly.
How do you think Man United
because
is being
the performance is not there.
Yes, because it's not. It's not being run properly.
Being run properly. Don't matter structure. We're looking at the infrastructure. We're looking at investment. That's what we talk about.
An individual will have the patience after spending that amount of money.
Which
Look
patience?
At the patience to run a club. The structure. Do you think the structure is put in place? Look at Ifeanyi.
If I definitely went to relegation, but the structure is still there. I told you the fact that you go to relegation doesn't mean not properly run.
The season after they went into relegation, they lost most of their players. Most of their players were captured by government-owned run clubs.
It happens that way. People take your team. Remo Stars. Ifeanyi is not the only example. It's Remo Stars. Let's look at even the NNL. Let's go down there. You have Van Dresa, Sporting Lagos. Look at the way the club are being run. You see that commercialization, the marketing, the PR, the branding. That's an exception there. You can't up on Ifeanyi and say that not be run. I told you, the fact that the team has been relegated doesn't mean they're not properly run. Performance many times can be due to many things. I gave you the example of Chelsea. Chelsea finished 10th.
I do not agree
in 2015 after winning the league
I do
before.
not agree with
it doesn't mean Chelsea was properly not run. It's not the performance. Performance does not determine structure. It's performance. That's why you fire and hire coaches. That's why you sign better players to improve your performance. It's not structure.
In any team.
Performance is important, yes, but it doesn't mean that your club is not being run properly. It doesn't mean that your structure is bad.
You think the Man United team are being run properly? You think the structure of the team is being run properly?
Guys, you can stop applauding them now. Thank you very much. We appreciate the battle. It was a proper battle, I think. Thank you very much, Adenike. Thank you very much. Success. I'm sure I'm not the only one who cannot make up my mind yet as to who is leading this battle. If you voted yet, well, I respect you. If you haven't voted, go to Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, and go to Twitter at Nigeria Info FM, where you will see our live stream from Twitter and you can vote there. If you're confused like me, and maybe some on the panel, wait until their closing argument and make up your mind. At the same time, we're expecting people at home to be having itchy fingers and waiting to go at it. First up, though, we'll take a short break. And when we come back from this short break, we will listen to the closing arguments of Adenike and Success. You heard Adenike and Success go head to head. It's time for their closing arguments, and then it is out of their hands. You can be a part of this. We're streaming live on Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. We're streaming live on our YouTube channel. You'll find it on our Twitter handle at Nigeria Info FM. We're streaming live on the Nigeria Info mobile app. You can't escape the battle. And if you get caught in the crossfire, well, good luck to you. So, lady, gentlemen, the gentlemen of the jury are waiting. So are the ladies and gentlemen of the external jury, listeners at home who are waiting to vote for either of you. If you haven't voted yet on Facebook, we expect you'll be able to vote really soon. Same for Twitter. Go to Nigeria Info FM on Twitter and Nigeria Info 99.3 on Facebook. Watch the live stream of Fan Battle Season 3 every weekday till the third week of July. So, Success, you're contestant number 1. You get the chance to close your argument and to close it strong, if you will, if you may. We will give you that minute. I'll set the clock. Are you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
For Success's closing arguments, 1 minute, start counting now.
I close my argument with commercialization. Football is big business, and football is a multi-billion industry. Countries, club sides have been announcing the yields and dividends in this sporting industry. What has Nigeria done? What is the value in our league? What is the value of our club sides? Sponsorship, how many clubs have proper sponsors? Does the league have proper sponsors? We keep struggling to have sponsors every year. It's time for that narrative to change by bringing in private individuals, by bringing in this model that has worked everywhere and even in Africa, getting brands, corporate entities to come and take up clubs and invest time, invest resources, invest funds in this league, including marketing, PR, sales, bringing in technology, and making our football compete with the best in Africa and in the world. It is time to bring this model home. It's time to help our league. Let's go private. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much for that spirited closing comments. Interesting stuff. Thank you very much. Success. You've done your work. Adenike will do hers now. Adenike, you've got 1 minute. Should I set the clock?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No interjections, no interruptions. Adenike, your final minute to take your arguments home starts now.
The People's Elephants of Enyimba are the most successful team in the Premier League. 8 titles, 4 FA Cup, 2 CAF championships. The private clubs that have come into the league and invested money have wasted their opportunities. Ifayumba, MFMFC, wasted their opportunities. The league is not a toy thing. It's not a trophy wife. You don't just come and say, okay, you want to use the league as a thing of pride for yourself. The Nigerian Premier League is a thing of pride. To be in the team itself, to own a team itself. If you cannot invest properly in the team, if you cannot lay down the proper structure, if you don't have the patience to run the league, there is no need for a private ownership of the team. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your concluding part of this thing is well noted. Thank you for sharing it with us. Thank you very much. So, the battle is done. It's time for decisions. We will decide via the phone lines. We'll decide via the panel here. We'll decide via social media. If you haven't voted, go to Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3. You will see the live stream. You will vote just underneath it on this video itself. You will see their names, Adenike. You will see Success. And you will vote for either of these two. Also, on Twitter, there's a poll where you can vote either for Adenike or Success. You'd also see the YouTube live stream embedded on our Twitter handle. So let's go first to our callers at home.
Just to remind you one more time, the number is 0700 993 993 993. That's 0700 993 993 993. And just for our female callers, 01465 7190 will play out well enough for you. That's 01465 7190. For Twitter, by the way, we have 9 more minutes for the votes on at Nigeria Info FM, so you can go on Twitter and put your votes through. But back to the phone lines now.
Hello. Yikes. Okay, the first attempt goes up in smoke. Hi there. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, please. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome.
This is Toke.
Toke?
Yes, so
Okay, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from FATG.
Okay. Excellent. You heard the conversation. You had the battle between Adenike and Success. How do you vote?
Yeah. I'm going with Adenike.
You're going with Adenike.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Toke. We appreciate your votes. Let's see who else we've got here. Hi there. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
Yes, please. How's it going?
It's fine.
Okay. Talk to me.
My name is Olaiwola.
Okay. Welcome, Mr. Olaiwola.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Oh, come on. Oh, we lost the second vote. Hi there.
Good evening, Femi.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine. This Friday from Igbeleri.
Welcome. You had the debates.
Yeah, I'm going for the lady because she mentioned those things that I expected her to mention, like Ifeanyi Uba and the example of Ifeanyi Uba and MFN. So she has a good point. She proved a good point. I'm voting for her.
Thank you very much. Friday. Next vote. Adenike leads by 2. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, Femi and gang.
Good evening to you. Let's meet you.
Sharon.
Welcome, Sharon.
I'm giving my vote to Success.
Okay. Success takes your vote.
Yeah, he's really good at what he does.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate your vote. Success. So 2-1. Adenike with a slight advantage. Hi there. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, please. How are you doing?
Yeah, good evening. I'm fine.
Good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm Fortune calling from Ikorodu.
Welcome, Fortune. How do you vote?
Yeah, I vote for Success.
Success takes your vote.
Yes.
Evening the field at this time 2-2. 4 votes done. Voter number 5. Hi there. Good evening.
Is Adeshewa again until you get accustomed to this my voice.
Adeshewa, how are you doing,
Yes.
my sister?
I'm going for Adenike.
You're going for Adenike.
Yeah.
Adenike takes it then. Thank you very much. Adenike leads. Who is caller number 6? Hello. Hi. Good evening. Let's meet you.
Adenike.
What's your name?
This is Aziz.
This who?
Aziz.
Aziz.
Yes.
Where are you calling from, Aziz?
Yaba.
Okay, from Yaba. So Adenike takes your vote.
Yes.
Thank you very much. In which case, it is done. Adenike wins the call votes by 4 votes to 2, successfully securing her all 20 percentage points via our callers. So congratulations for that. It's still a long day ahead. Let's see how the panel votes, and then to social media. Gentlemen of the press, who wants to vote first, David or Tony?
Well, I think I'll go this time.
Oh, Chuma wants to go.
So I take the pressure off me and move on with my life. Because I honestly, I've been in one fan battle. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's yours. Don't worry. You're good. You're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
I've been in one of the this is season 3, one of the seasons before now, and an addition of what I have experienced in this season and that one. I've never had a night like this where the guys have put me on the edge for the 2 battles, and it's really tough having to decipher who to go for. I'll just quickly touch on things that warranted me to have to applaud and appreciate the contestants for the evening. I thought that the intro was good. I felt that as to bullet points, Success had the pleasure of having an easier side of the draw, because it's always easy to argue for the private sector coming in, because you have examples of successful leagues already in Europe, which is something that he played around with and then brought it. I thought it was nice he also brought it back home to speaking about the South African League and what's happening on the North African side of things, and that was good. I was keen to see how there was going to be a response from Adenike, and my word, did she impress during her intro too. I thought that the examples were perfect too. Abubakar Bukola Saraki FC, ABS, came into the league, got relegated. FC Fanyuba may have won the Federation Cup once, but for all of the plans, the partnership with West Ham United and Co, she didn't mention those though, but after all said and done, they got relegated. That's the team I support, by the way. We know MFM FC, who finished second at the point in the NPFL when they came in newly, are in the relegation zone now as we speak. So I thought that was a strong argument for her intro. Over to the back and forth, the mid part of the conversation when they had 2 minutes to speak with themselves. Again, it was I think their back and forth really found a way to dwell around Remo Stars. Oh, Remo Stars got relegated. Oh no, they're now in the top 4. Oh, and all of that, and it was difficult to have to pick anybody as the shining light across board in that 2-minute argument for me. So I think that the closing remarks may just have been what will sway my votes towards anybody here. And the closing remarks, I felt was another chance for Success to hammer on his point and perhaps elucidate a bit more with the final minute he had. But he used his closing remarks more for urging. He was speaking like a minister for sports who is appealing to the private sector to come and invest in the league. But the topic says, should the MPFL teams be government or private owned? So you're not here talking about why, as in you're not talking to the private guys, please come and invest. You're telling the listening audience
I thought I was the only one who caught
that. Yeah. You're telling the listening audience why it should be privately owned and not you asking. Yeah, towards the end, he touched on it a bit by saying, so that we can be like those leagues in Europe, but I thought he should have elucidated a bit more on that. And that's where, Adenike came in very strongly. Her closing remarks may have been her biggest selling point. I thought the Enyimba example just killed it. Because he at the point during their back and forth, he said things about Leventis United back in the day. I thought she should have countered him then to say, okay, you call those Leventis United for all of their greatness as privately owned. Why are they not still in the league as to longevity and all that? If you say it's not good, she missed that point. However, coming into her closing remarks, the Enyimba thing of, after all said and done, my friend, the most successful Nigerian team of all time is government owned, right? So where are your privately owned guys who have their dents and everything? When it came to fluency, I give it to Success. He's really one who has ambitions to get into the media, and I see the signs. He's doing great. But I think those closing remarks will be what will tilt my vote to 51% over 49 in favor of Adenike.
So Adenike evens. Well, did I say even? Now she doubles her advantage. She is at 40 percentage points right now. There are still 40 points to be battled for here with the panel, and then we'll go to social media. Tony, it looks like you're pregnant. You're pregnant. You're pregnant with words. What you want to say? I can't wait.
Honestly, boy, that was something. Welcome to FATG Fan Battle. Thank you guys for giving us a show. That was some show, and very understandably so. We had the premonitions that you guys were going to bring the fire, and very, very proud. This is very tough. First, it's a brilliant topic. Kudos to the production team for coming up with this topic. I think it's something that is so relevant. Like Chuma said,
Odova was masterful.
Absolutely brilliant. I thought Chuma, really talked about a lot of things, and then talked about the fact that supporting privately owned clubs could be much more easier to attempt because there are a ton of examples, teams playing or leagues now across the world who have built templates on privately owned clubs. He made allusions, when he started. Allusions are an integral part of arguments. And, she, Adenike, when she was listing the, 4 teams, she talked about longevity. She talked about sustenance. I was expecting her to also talk about the issue of extinction of privately owned clubs. She got a hang of the point, but I felt she should have really stretched it more. I think Chuma also made that notification. She needed to really look at the allusions, look at teams. I also needed fact and figures. I needed fact and figures. When was the last time a privately owned club won the MPFL? I think that was back in 2006. Yeah, I think so. Ocean Boys or so. Yeah, I mean, I needed figures. Yeah. I needed how many titles of privately owned teams. They haven't won up to 20% or maybe at most 20 of the entire league. And also the terrain, the Nigerian terrain do not actually encourage privately owned clubs. I didn't care. And I thought that you should have really struck from that perspective, because a lot of the clubs that have experienced longevity and all of that have done that because they are government owned teams. Privately owned clubs are being frustrated out of the league every decade. Teams coming and they want to keep up to the standard. So there's a foundation that is faulty. And as a result of that, privately owned clubs cannot particularly thrive on the long term. So I didn't care. I mean, this is something you can take home or whatever. But yeah, I also thought you should have brought that to the table. And then there was the deviation when, you guys were, that was the rebuttal where you were talking about structure and performance. I think there was an overly it took a lot of the time. Performance, structure.
Results.
Maybe some other time we will talk about that. But yeah, structure plays an integral role in performance. However, it's not all, because hey, you need money. You can have great structure and not have the money to compete. All right, so you might not really get as much performance as you want. All right, so yeah, that is that. But yeah, let's talk about the final stage, which was very, very key. Success came in with a banger. Commercialization. It is the conversation. That is the soul right now. Our teams cannot get the very best of facilities because the government don't particularly care. They have allocations and that's it. There is no intent. There's no thought process on how we can improve the standard of the league. How much are the players paid? Privately owned clubs actually pay more. They actually pay more than government owned teams. So yeah, you did well with the commercialization point. And also Adenike, she also ended really well when she also brought Aimba as the highest year. And all of that. This was so close, Femi. It was so close.
You have to make up your mind.
I don't know.
No.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
Or do I do mini money more? Father has a donkey.
Yeah, don't talk fish. Don't say I don't know.
I don't know. But
while you're thinking, does David speak?
David, please let's hear you because I'm looking at the time and we have to go for a
Who's
break.
to say I won't go the same way?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot has been said that just takes word out of my mouth, but I think Adenike got stronger as the argument progressed. I think she was starting to get her thoughts more together as, his argument helped her crystallize her own, and it showed in how she ended. She ended with a bang. She obviously won that round. He maxed out his argument. I don't think there is much that he left on the table. But the fact that, he wasn't exactly, because the thing about being in a stronger position is you can always deliver a knockout blow with figures.
Yeah.
Numbers help you knock this thing out of the park. She, on the other hand, she's the underdog here, so you can always use subtle references that can appeal to people's emotions, and I think she did that. See, that second round has been the butt of criticism among the judges, but I think that she had one thing going for her there. The argument devolved into something around, does a well-run club need success to validate itself? And I think it does. And if she's coming from that angle, that was her angle, that success validates it. I think that was where that was the turning point where she started to started to crystallize arguments that, if these clubs are well run, why are they not winning things? Because it's easy enough that every other club in the league is in shambles. Some can't pay their players on time, some can't pay at all. So if you are well run, you privately owned team, why are you not succeeding as much? And then when she closed it out well. But I think he maxed out his argument.
Okay.
So it's a very, very close one for me, but he takes my vote.
He takes your vote. 40-20 at that point. Tony, you've got to go for it now.
Adenike takes my vote.
Adenike takes your vote?
Yes.
Well, that alters everything. Congratulations, Adenike. 60 points. Tony just pushed you over the threshold. And there is nothing social media does now that can change that. So by 60-20, we'll go to social media in just a bit to see how they vote. 20 points left there. Will Success take all of that? Will it end 60-40? However it ends, we have a winner. And we'll see Adenike in the next round. For Success, well, it is not over. We'll find out later. Nobody tonight deserves to leave tonight, but somebody has got to go. Who will that be? We'll be right back. After a feisty battle, the second of two feisty battles tonight, we have a victor in this particular occasion. 60 votes to 20. It stands as we speak. A quick look at how social media has voted tonight, Chuma.
Yeah, thank you, Femi, for that. I'll start with Twitter, as I always do. And one of the contestants has a massive 84.7% of the votes. The other is on 15.3%. And the contestant with the most votes on Twitter is Success.
So Success takes Twitter. And that pushes him to 30 percentage points. What does Facebook say?
Yeah, running over to Facebook, just to remind you that the topic remains, should NPFL teams be government or private owned? And one man went for private owned and the other for government owned. The contestant with the higher number of votes on the night got 84% of the vote compared to 16 for the other contestant. And that winning contestant on Facebook with 84% of the votes is Success.
Interesting. 84%. Similar to Twitter. I'm beginning to think it's almost the same people, same congregation that votes on Twitter and on Facebook. Excellent. So, interesting debate ends with the narrowest of margins, 60-40 in favor of Adenike. Adenike, congratulations. How do you feel?
Well, I feel good. Congratulations to you, to Success. You were really good. You were really good. I just thought I was lucky. But
Okay. I like that. Very sportsmanly. Some of the advice that you were given, did you take them to heart?
Yes.
I think you could have shot Success up by just telling him, Oga, all this thing you are saying, that is in the West. Oh. This is not Niger. This is Nigeria. And you needed to drive that point home. Again, the guys were very accurate. There was a time you guys were distracting yourselves. You were going into semantics and all of that. Like, you left the topic.
Yeah.
And I don't even know who dragged who there. Whether it was Success who dragged you there. And then you followed like obedient. And then you went there and... which for me was why, as articulate as Success sounded in his closing argument, I think he was taking the weight of the argument away from the topic and putting it on a strong emotional appeal. And I know where he's coming from. That's where he wants to go. He's trying to use that to bolster his point. But I think, there just wasn't enough there. And the guys were very clear about things you should have done. I think if you had harped on, this is Nigeria, the climate, there's the ideal and there is reality. I mean...
as a privately owned club,
yes.
Real Madrid wins the Champions League, right? And they get over 100 million euros from winning. How much do you get from winning the MPFL as a private owner?
So you're a private owner, you sink your money, you sink your money, and your purse is not inexhaustible. Yes, I understand. Nigeria, the local league needs private investment for it. But that is an appeal. But again, how about those who had tried to invest in the past and had to run away? Why did they run? Why did they run away? It's because the running of the football again, and your duty is not to make a case for how it should be run. Do you understand how those who run the football should run it better? The point is just there. You made the point, but I don't think you hit it strong enough. Leventis United were massive in the 80s, early 90s perhaps. They caught the eye. Where are they today?
Julius Berger?
Julius Berger. Awesome. Where are they? Stationary stores. Awesome. Where are they? In fact, I think 1960 Bet tried to, the Lagos State government, even tried to bring private investment in because that is an emotional club. The Adebayo family, it's a big name. In fact, James Amankwe, Aqua System, our James Amankwe, his father owned a club, Aqua System.
Wow.
And what happened? And in all of these stories, the same things happened over time. Somebody with a passion continued to put money, but it was not in deep, inexhaustible pockets like government's pockets. And that was why you no longer hear of Leventis. You no longer hear of Abiola Babes. MK Abiola was one of the richest men in the world, Africa at the time, and he pumped his money. And where is Abiola Babes? Spartans of Owerri used to be a government club, and then the government sold it to Iwanyawu National. It became Iwanyawu National, and the man pumped his money, and they were impressive. But then what happened? He couldn't continue, and it became another government club, Heartland again. So these are the stories. This is where you push and you make a compelling case. The good thing is both of you were sweet to listen to.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely
For
sweet
radio,
to listen to.
For radio.
Which makes the job of the panel in deciding who gets evicted tonight really difficult. I do not envy them. I will not play any part in that role. I will just mind my business. Thank God you guys are three. Let's close it out. So congratulations to you, Adenike. You've already told us what you feel.
Calling when you're going out.
You can go home, or you can chill and hang out with the guys. We are just less than 15 minutes away from closing. But congratulations one more time, Adenike.
Thank
You will know whether you finish top of your group or second. And tomorrow, you will also know, by the end of tomorrow, we'll know who you would face in the next round. Congratulations. So let's bring on Nenye. into the house to do something really difficult. Before we do that difficult part, gentlemen,
Yes.
we have to decide who topped today. Is it Adenike or Itunu, who went up against Neye? I think we can deal with that. And while Neye blocks our camera, and it looks like she's even hit the camera and turned it away from focus. But you come and sit down. Don't worry. Come and sit down. Come and sit down. Come and sit down. The guys will take care of that. It's robotic. It's remote controlled. I think.
Better call Hodova.
It's robotic. Yeah, they'll control it. Okay, guy. Hodova, Alex, guys.
Yeah, Hodova
sorry,
is here to check things out. Sorry.
We apologize.
He's had his own fair share of experiences with the camera today.
Yeah.
But Femi, to respond to you, because I know time is ticking for these contestants tonight. Oh man, this thing hard, chow. God. I think on the basis of flow, seamless flow. I'll go for what's his name again? Itsune.
Itunu.
Itunu, yeah.
Itunu.
I'll go for Itunu.
Okay.
He looked like one who had prepared from home, and the flow was good. I'm always a big fan of flow, so that's the edge I think he'll have over Adenike. So I go for Itunu.
Okay.
That's why you actually glow.
So, who wants to go next?
Who tops the group?
Who tops the group?
I'd go. Itunu for me.
Itunu
I don't think I need to go into any reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, same way.
Itunu.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Itunu, as a speech trainer and instructor, I will give Itunu kudos. I think of the 4 combatants tonight, when it comes to enunciation, all 3 are ahead of Itunu. All 3.
Yeah.
When it comes to 2 things.
Voice.
One, voice control.
Absolutely.
Diction, command of language, and enunciation, which is, your relative
clarity,
ebb and flow of how you sound. I think phonetically, he was the least of the 4. However, he worked on his strength. He was prepped. You could tell that his introduction was not coincidental. His conclusion was well planned and rehearsed. He came to it and he made himself audible all the time. And that's the lesson there. Yesterday, we saw a great guy who I think is a broadcaster in the making. What's his name again? Who left the contest yesterday.
Wow.
He left the contest with a great voice. Great voice. He made us think of you, Tony. He looked like you, his dark shades, handsome guy sitting there, sounding powerful. And in the end, the field turned out to be too strong for John. John Faleye. It's sad to see him go, but he's one of those guys who may not win a singing contest, but will probably blow as a musician.
Absolutely.
So that said, so kudos to Itunu. Itunu tops. Adenike comes in second in that group, and now to decide the big one.
Hi guys, I'm John Fashanu. Keep listening to Femi and the Gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Don't miss it.
So, moment of introspection, sober reflection. Nanye is in the house. We heard her in that first battle. Powerful contestant. And same as Success, powerful contestant. Individuals who have earned their right to be here. Individuals who, I believe, have earned their right to be in the next round. I think for these 2 individuals today, it's just a function of fixture. if we could pre-plan it, we probably wouldn't let them meet. These 4 people meet at this stage. Because we have seen nights where, let my people go. There wasn't enough. We've even seen a night where we knocked out the guy who was third, who could have been granted a space to progress. But we still said no. There wasn't enough there, which has been giving me an opportunity for a wild card, which I don't know yet what to do with for the next round. And I'm looking at all my options, and I have emotional feelings towards some of these contestants. Some who were called at relatively short notice, and they came here. They just didn't have enough time, and they got knocked out, at least on 2 occasions. And you see a night like tonight, where realistically, you don't want anybody to go, but somebody has to go. We've even seen individuals who we thought could match anybody on the counter, but because they sent in their entries too late, they are not here. So, the only thing I'm grateful for, it is not my headache. It is your headache, Chuma. It is your headache, Tony. It is your headache, David. So time to decide. Nenye or Success? Who do you save? Who wants to go first?
Success.
David goes for Success.
When we think of this wildcard thing, I think, please. Oh, wow.
Oga? My white card is torn between about 7 people. So it's not a given.
If any of these people who contested today were here last Monday, day 1 of this event competition when I was here, they would have beaten anybody that contested last Monday, and I mean it.
Well, watch what you say.
No, on the
we had Molat, who is also remember Molat from the last time battle.
Yeah, but based on that performance
she was
tonight.
ill. She was ill on that night. Shegun yesterday. Shegun was also ill yesterday.
I think these guys would have squared
based
up
on
with
the
Molat.
performance. So you imagine, as in,
I don't look at anybody here and think Molat would have knocked
night,
anyone out of the park.
based on the performance.
Okay, we're interesting.
Onus is on her to prove us wrong, but I think.
All right, Tony, man, you're circumspect.
I mean, I don't know.
Is it
He's not done.
Chuma?
I'll just use flow again. Flow. I think that for radio voice,
Flow maestro.
radio voice.
Is that not Sheriff?
That's what he's.
I didn't tell you.
Yeah, he's Cool FM days. Now Sheriff, they talk serious political thing. They don't say Sheriff, they do Cool FM before. But shout out to Sheriff Kodri, by the way. So flow, success.
Tony?
It is, you have said it, I'm looking at some people who will perhaps finish 3rd, but will really have a go, at the ultimate prize. Yeah. And then on the flip side, Femi, for the wild card, I really think you should consider it. This is an appeal. Maybe we could have, a team look at some of the guys we think deserves a second
Best
chance.
performance.
Absolutely.
Performers who were knocked out.
Yeah. And see if we can give them one more lifeline and see what they get of it. But for tonight, well, Success surely takes this one.
All right. And so it is done. Success will progress, and you will go up against whoever is the top dog in Group H, which will be the final group battle tomorrow night. Will be the final set of battles this stage. How do you feel, Success?
First, I want to say,
Hold on, let me power your mic.
First, I want to say it's a dream come true being on Nigeria Info. I've been following Femi and the gang since 2011 with Kelechi Nkoroff, Princess Fiona, and the
Kelechi
Wosu, Okoninya. All of the advert plays in my head. That's his voice. Princess Fiona, everything plays in my head. And to be here this night, so with the team that made my childhood live on Nigeria Info station, I've been following for the past 11 years. It's like meeting Lionel Messi, the greatest player of all time. And it's a privilege to be here. I want to say big thank you to Nigeria Info and Femi and the gang. I also want to say thank you to the judges. It's a thing of joy. You actually inspired me actually to go into broadcasting and to hear you, Anthony the Voice, Diesel, and the El Ramiro. I cooked up something. Hopefully, I have the opportunity to say to you. To hear them commend that I have something. Boy, my night has been made. I want to say big thank you. And just like I said, I'm taking all the corrections. You don't have to drag things too long. Play to your strength. And I think that will happen in the second round. I could have just swept that away and moved to a stronger point and even closed stronger. And this is a lesson that I'm going to take home and work on in the next round. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And dream come true. Dreams will come true.
Thank you.
Keep dreaming.
We'll take one tiny short break. We have overshot our time. Still, we have to take one tiny short break. Oh, we can do without that short break. I think we can.
Yeah, you can.
So we can do without that short break. You know, I've always been a proponent that the microphone is a privilege, not just power. It is a privilege. Every time you open this mic, you don't know who you are inspiring, and to hear Success say the words he said tonight, you know, if I take it very personal, I take it very emotionally, that it has not all been in vain. And I'm sure there are many other successes out there who heard somebody on radio and wanted and made it their ambition to get on radio someday. And I'm hoping, I'm rooting for you. I think you've got all the basic ingredients and you've got time to work on this thing. You are a young guy, man. I mean, check this out. You just became a full legal age, 21. So plenty of time. When I started, I was about your age. I was 20. So I'll be doing a toast to you somewhere in the future.
Amen.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Which brings me to Nanye. I said before, I don't know why you are not on radio already. I think you've got everything. Tonight, it was just not enough. Are you very disappointed?
Obviously, I am.
But is there any positive to this?
I would say, I don't even know how to word it. I'll say take your opportunity while you can, when you have it. Just take it. Don't assume you have another chance.
You really flew high in season 2. You went all the way. You were. You went. Do you remember at what stage?
I remember when we had like the group session.
Yeah, the trio.
Yes.
Yeah, and that day, who did you lose to? Do you remember?
Chinwe
Onuoha.
Shegun.
The
eventual winner,
and those were the guys in the top 4.
Yes, please.
Because Shegun won it. Chinwe was 3rd, Labake was 4th, and Adiola was second. So that you were in illustrious company, and you were proud. And I remember that you started slowly, and I remember that I kept saying, there is fire inside Nenye, it needed to come out, and it did come out. And even when you eventually bowed out, it was just because somebody had to go.
Exactly.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I hope I'll still get the opportunity to call you my colleague. For tonight, however, I'm heartbroken, but I must give you the news. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but for now, your battle